On March 14, 2026, North Korea ignited 10 ballistic missiles at once from the Sunan area, sending them directly into the Sea of Japan. The launch occurred while South Korean and American forces were conducting Freedom Shield, a massive joint military exercise designed to test their readiness for a conflict on the peninsula. This happened just hours after U.S. President Donald Trump signaled he was open to resuming direct talks with Pyongyang. While these tests are often framed as a plea for attention or economic relief, the context in 2026 is different. The United States is currently preoccupied with an escalating war in the Middle East. American forces are conducting heavy bombing campaigns against Iranian oil terminals and moving thousands of Marines to the region, leaving the Pacific secondary in the immediate chain of command. Pyongyang isn't seeking a headline. They are exploiting this vacuum to prove that their military capability has advanced despite the distraction of their primary rival. This timeline shows the vulnerability of older, liquid-fueled missiles. Loading the fuel is a corrosive, hours-long process that can be easily spotted by satellites, giving Allied forces time to launch a preemptive strike. The newer Hwasong 18 and 19 are solid-fueled ICBMs. An ICBM is an intercontinental ballistic missile, capable of traveling thousands of miles to hit a distant target. Because the fuel is cast into the missile during manufacturing, they can be fired almost instantly, removing the window where they are most vulnerable to detection. In practice, these weapons can roll out of a hidden tunnel and launch before an overhead satellite can even register the movement. By launching ton missiles in a single salvo, the North is practicing how to overwhelm defensive hardware like the THAAD system. THAAD stands for Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, a system designed to intercept incoming missiles in their final phase of flight. A 10-missile barrage suggests that Pyongyang is no longer interested in a simple deterrent. They are training for a scenario where they can overwhelm defenses and hit their targets in a first-strike capacity. This shift is reflected in the North's 2022 nuclear law. It lowered the threshold for nuclear use, mandating that the military launch an automatic preemptive strike if the command structure in Pyongyang is ever threatened. This rapid modernization was funded by an immense stockpile of older weapons. While North Korea's economy is small, its inventory of conventional artillery is among the largest in the world. This map traces the trade. North Korea has shipped millions of these artillery shells across Asia to help sustain Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In exchange, Russia provides food and hard currency, but also critical technical data. This includes telemetry for maneuverable cruise missiles, weapons that can change course in midair, and the engineering required to miniaturize nuclear warheads so they can fit onto those missiles. The depth of this partnership was signaled during recent summits held at advanced Russian spaceports, where both leaders discussed rocket technology. The war in Ukraine has created a direct exchange. Russia gets the ammunition to keep its front lines moving, while North Korea replaces its Cold War-era equipment with modern Russian engineering and missile data. The March 14th barrage illustrates the limits of the West's long-standing containment strategy. For decades, the U.S. relied on sanctions to keep advanced technology out of Pyongyang, but that technology is now arriving by rail from Moscow. Diplomatic pressure is similarly constrained because Russia provides the North with a permanent shield at the United Nations, using its veto power to block new sanctions or investigations. At the same time, North Korean cyber units has bypassed the global banking system. They now steal hundreds of millions in cryptocurrency annually, providing the regime with a direct, unblockable source of funding. With a steady flow of Russian aid and a constant stream of stolen crypto, the North Korean leader has less reason than ever to trade his nuclear arsenal for American economic relief. This creates a dangerous math problem for the U.S. and its allies. If defensive interceptors are outnumbered by cheap, mass-produced salvos, the strategy of protecting the homeland through missile defense begins to fail. The March 14th launch is a demonstration of this new reality. Armed with Russian engineering and independent of the global economy, North Korea has become a modernized military partner for Moscow, capable of acting while the world's attention is elsewhere.